what was it like coming into London to film the easy bit?
It was quite apprehensive, to be honest. I had to drive in because there was a rail strike, so I had to park near Parliament, and then make my way to a filming studio deep underneath Covent Garden somewhere. So I was quite apprehensive, but felt this is the right thing to do because hopefully the output of it is going to be really, really helpful to people who've been or who are going through really, really unpleasant life experiences.
So is that your main driving force for saying
Yes,
to do it?
yes. I mean, what we went through was horrible, and I know other people have similar experiences. And seeing how it affects us and how it affects others, I thought it would be almost a lost opportunity if the experiences we hadn't been through couldn't be used to alleviate some of the stress that other people go through, even if it's only a little bit. If it mitigates it a little bit, then that for me is enough, because people don't talk about these things, and they should. We should, because why not? It's harmful not talking about these things, and it was only through me talking about things towards the end of our fertility journey that made me think this is actually very, very useful. This is helpful, and I wish I'd done it beforehand. I wish I'd known that doing so would have been really, really helpful. So if I'm going to start talking about it, then that could maybe, hopefully, encourage other men to talk about it as well.
Okay. So how did you feel after those sessions? I mean, I was there asking the questions, and I found them emotionally draining. So I can't even imagine what it must have been like for you guys who took part from your side of it. So how did it feel like on the way home? Were you just kind of...
Well, I mean, it was quite a tough journey home, actually, because I'd, if you like, unloaded over the course of 8 or 10 hours, however long it was. I'd unloaded an awful lot of what had happened to us over the preceding 5 years, and so that doesn't come without a little bit of a cost, I suppose. So on the way home, I was really, really not emotional, but really, really reflective over what had been quite a tough day that I didn't really expect. But I suppose, again, it highlights that talking about it is helpful.
So if you could give guys who are going through it or about to go through it one piece of advice, what would you give them?
Don't sit and suffer in silence. It's not useful. Take it from me that talking about it is helpful. Obviously, it's not going to completely eradicate the feelings you're going through, but it does really, really help.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think I'd 100% agree with that. I think talking to you guys who are taking part in the documentary and other people that I've met, it definitely helps to talk just to anyone really.
Yeah.
So if you could give clinics one piece of advice on what to improve the things for men, what would you say to them?
Well, I suppose there's a few things. I mean, I would really like it if at the various touch points along the way in the fertility journey, if there is some kind of contact with other men who have similar life experiences. I had experiences at fertility clinics where other men didn't want to talk or even engage, and I thought that was really, really very strange, and I think damaging. So if clinics can have people on site at various times, men who have very, very similar life experiences, I think that would be helpful. I think making men more involved in the process, not just a case of, right, will you go off and do your bit and come back when you finished. I think that there needs to be a little more acknowledgement of, well, actually, there are two people involved in this, and they might be having emotional strain of equal measure in this. It's just one of them is keeping stum about it. So I would do that. I would also put a little bit more attention to detail in the rooms that we have to use, because it's just the most unfriendly environment I've ever encountered, really. I just think a little bit of thought into behind how we might feel when we go in there and what we have to do.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you, Richard. I mean, thank you for taking part in the documentary, and thank you for doing today. And it's
All right.
it's been an absolute pleasure doing this with
Okay.
you. So,
Yeah, likewise. Thank you.
thank you.